Welcome to the Chilling with c.bo podcast. I'm your host c.bo, and we're back again, and we're talking about this. Is going to be you could say a monster-sized podcast.
Oh my God, really?
So, I'm here with 3 out of 4 people today. Jack has not been able to watch Godzilla vs. Kong yet, but whenever he does, I will put the podcast up and implement his thoughts on it as well. So yeah, I'm here with the twins, Juan and Pedro. Pedro, how you doing today, man?
I am doing great. I'm excited to talk about this movie.
And Juan, how you doing, man?
I can't believe you went for the monster pun to start off the show, man.
It
Honestly,
fits.
it fits, but it's just it's such a monstrosity.
Wow. So
Yeah,
you're the man of puns too.
I know, but I'm just trying to one up your puntsmanship, my man.
All right, man. So I guess we're gonna get straight into it. Wait, no, what were you about to say, Juan?
I was about to say I'm doing pretty well. Job's treating me pretty well. I got to go to a brewery last night where they offer like these tours on the lakefront. So beautiful. The only issue is I ain't got nobody here to like hang out with to do this shit with. So
Damn.
like, yeah, man. I'm just waiting till like summer comes around and like I can like do stuff so I can start like meeting people, you know. But
Well,
so far,
you should get on Bumble, but the friends version of Bumble.
there's a friends version of Bumble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to meet friends.
That's not a bad idea.
Do it.
Let me know what I do later.
What was I about to say? Yeah, I just got my first dose of the shot, and whenever I get my second dose, I'll plan something to come out to Milwaukee.
Nice.
Ooh.
Let me
Yes.
know. I'll go with you so we can visit them together.
Yeah, but you're gonna be there for a while though.
Yeah, but when you get your second dose.
All right, we'll plan something, and we'll bring Jack into there. I want to do an in-person for Chilling with c.bo.
Yeah.
Live from
Melbourne apartment.
Live from Milwaukee, Chilling with c.bo with your host c.bo.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's gonna be epic, and we're gonna like live stream it too and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta figure that out. Lots of things to figure out, but we ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. New. There's so much new content coming out. We can't stop.
Exactly. As
Yeah,
I told you that we won't stop.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So I guess we're gonna go straight into this monstrosity, which is Godzilla versus Kong. Man, that was a terrible pun. But anyway, yeah. We saw Godzilla versus Kong. This is the biggest talk of Hollywood now, this movie. It has become the biggest movie of the pandemic era so far. And yeah, a lot of people saw this movie either in theaters or on HBO Max. So I guess I'll start off with Pedro. You're one of the people that are most excited about this movie. Now, first of all, let me ask you, how did you watch this movie the first time?
I saw it in theaters.
How was your theater experience? What was that the first time you were in a theater in the pandemic era?
No. It was actually the second time. The first time was a failed attempt at watching the Tom and Jerry movie with my brother and my parents.
Oh, damn.
So this for
I
it.
actually enjoyed the Tom and Jerry movie.
Huh?
I actually enjoyed the Tom and Jerry movie.
I couldn't stand it. I'm sorry.
I thought Juan would like it with Colin Jost. Isn't that your boy?
He is a great comedian, a terrible actor though. I can see why he's only limited to the Weekend Update stuff. He's like he's basically Seth Meyers.
Oh man, I like Tom and Jerry. I thought they successfully adapted Tom and Jerry's personalities into live action. I thought that was really cool. I really liked it for that, and I like the animation mixed in with the live action. It was cool. I especially like that scene where like Tom was out in the rain. That animation was really good with him getting wet and all that. Like,
Yeah, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was the human aspect.
which is where we're gonna get to with this movie. So Godzilla vs Kong. So Pedro, what did you think of Godzilla vs Kong? The battle of the century, the savior of theaters.
It is everything I wanted, but it's also it was a little lacking in Godzilla. Like I feel like he could have been exposed more.
This is Kong's movie.
Yeah, this was definitely Kong's movie. However, when they promised a battle royale, they delivered. Because the fights were as intense as they were beautiful. Especially with the axe. Like, first of all, can we just like gloss over the fact that Kong's people were so advanced that they were able to build temples and weapons?
Of course, they're apes. Come on, apes are smart.
Apes can't carve seats out of stone or build axes.
Well, don't you see like the chimps on the internet who can do like sign language and stuff? They're just Come on, man, ape strong.
Yeah, but like they made Kong so human.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, well, that's a positive for me because, god damn, it was beautiful. The Hollow Earth environment was amazing.
I agree.
Then there was, hold on, whew. And then the first fight underwater, that in itself was beautiful. It was also very suspenseful and nerve-wracking. I didn't know if Kong would drown or not, but it was very exciting. Now, and on the human side, while what do you call it? While Kong's humans were kind of essential in moving the plot along, Godzilla's humans were, like Indiana Jones, not needed.
What?
Oh, you don't know about the Indiana Jones theory?
What's the Indiana Jones theory?
He is not essential for the entire plot of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Interesting. I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, because without him, the Nazis would have found the gold, and they would have gone to the treasure and still died.
That is true because they would have opened it.
Exactly. He's entirely inconsequential to the plot.
Okay, so how did that apply to Godzilla versus Kong?
Millie Bobby Brown's character, Justin Valentine, and the funny podcaster, they had little to nothing to do with the plot. All they were like a failed attempt at a comedic side.
Comedic relief, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
It's all good.
Other than that, it was a fun experience, especially when they show Mecha Godzilla.
Yes.
Completely wipes the floor with Godzilla. Like, you didn't think that there would be something that could do that, but no, there is, and it is a mecha. Or there was, at least. And the fact that they said that it was King Ghidorah who did that blew my mind.
All right. Yeah. You have anything else, or?
No, that's it.
All right. Juan, what did you think of Godzilla versus Kong? First of all, how did you see this movie?
I saw it on HBO Max.
Okay.
Like a noob.
Are theaters open in Milwaukee?
I can't find them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not that I'm actively looking, but there's none near me. The local theaters are all closed down to renovations and COVID, and all the mega theaters are spread out across the area. So it's a long drive.
Okay.
And your boy is making money, but not that kind of money.
What was that Christopher Walken thing?
I don't know. I just slept out for a second.
Christopher Walken has touched our lives.
I'm not making all the money yet, but I'm getting there.
All right. So, Juan, what did you think of Godzilla versus Kong?
Honestly, I came in with the expectation that I'm only focusing on the monsters, not the humans. Monsters, not the humans. Beta was absolutely right with regards to Millie Bobby Brown's characters and those people. They weren't really essential to the movie. They literally did shit with regards to this movie. Hell, even the guy that was an insider, like the monster hunting inside podcast, crazy looking guy, had no impact on this movie whatsoever. Nothing other than just informing Millie Bobby Brown of what's going on the inside. And it is it's ridiculous. Also, like for me, oh wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So for me, the fights amazing, well choreographed, well executed, great lighting, by the way, because usually monster fights are just always in the dark.
Yeah, the neon lights at the end. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And Peyton was right. And also the debate can finally end who would win in a fight between King Kong and Godzilla. It's Godzilla. Like the debate's finally over.
As a Kong fan, it was a little rough, but I understand.
Yeah, it was. But we should have known that from the beginning because it was pretty obvious. But
Plus,
it's
Godzilla's
nice.
got more experience. Kong was only living on his island, he didn't face human society yet.
It's also Godzilla has a fucking laser beam that beams out of his mouth.
King Kong's got the axe. He's got the axe.
He didn't have the axe before.
Godzilla's stronger, and faster. He's got.
Whoa. Kong is faster. Let's come on.
Really? So when he was chasing him on all fours across,
and Kong is faster in the water. Godzilla's faster. Okay, we're good. We're Gucci in the hoochie.
So keep going on. Sorry.
I said in the water, Godzilla is faster. On land, King Kong is faster. All right, we happy now? Can both camps settle down? Back to my opinion. So, yeah, for me, I just came in to focus on the monster fights and the CGI. Both beautiful, both well executed. I completely just tuned out the human storyline from my head. I really, really, really didn't pay attention to anything that these humans were saying. And ultimately, it provided for a much greater experience. And overall, good movie. One that I think everyone sorely needed as a distraction with the world going on as it is. And I can't imagine. And even though I watched it on my laptop on a table in a really old apartment, it was a good experience. And overall, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
All right. So I pretty much agree with you guys have said. I saw it in a Dolby theater at my local AMC. It was freaking amazing. The seats were vibrating. The sound was incredible. The image was just, the Dolby Vision was just chef's kiss, top notch. But yeah, Kong and Godzilla were freaking beautiful in this movie. Beautiful, beautiful creatures to behold. The special effects are incredible for them. The fights for them, incredible. Kong versus Godzilla round 2 was one for the ages for Kong fans, because we know that Kong has a bite to him, man. Even though he got beat by Godzilla, he gave him a fight. It was like, it's like King Kong gave Godzilla 2 games in a 7-game series, But Kong, Godzilla had to take care of business and beat him, in the next 2 games. But anyway, I love when Alexander Skarsgård was like, "Guess round 2 goes to King Kong." That got me dying of laughter. I'm just like, wow, he really just said that what everyone else is thinking. Like, but yeah, high praise for the special effects. I love the mythology. The Hollow Earth stuff was really, really cool. I love seeing Kong running around in his home and stuff like that. So cool. And seeing him like go back to his throne room and seeing like the history of like his family and taking on the act. Really cool stuff. Like Pedro said, they make Kong so human like. You can see the emotions in his eyes and stuff like that. That's why I like Kong. He's kind of just like us, man. He's just misunderstood. Like, and then when I see Kong, I see a little bit of me. I see a little bit of Juan. I see a little Pedro. I see a little bit of everybody.
I think Pedro would rather relate to the lizard in this movie instead of the ape, but that's just him.
Lizard over monkey. Lizard over monkey.
So anyway, besides me being silly, high praise to all that and to the special effects artists. They are the true heroes of this movie. However, the human characters, they just, it is just so frustrating to see this immense amount of talent. Skarsgård, Rebecca Hall, Millie Bobby Brown, the guy from Atlanta, the guy from Deadpool, the kid from Deadpool 2, what else? Damian Bichir, Isaac Gonzalez. These are all very talented, very charismatic, likable actors who could thrive in other movies. In this movie, they do not thrive at all. They are just devices to get to where the monsters need to go. And I've heard someone else say this, where the hell did we get flying cars from? Like in Godzilla 2014, it looked like our world, our current world. How the hell did we get from that to flying cars in 2014 was 7 years ago? So how do we get there in 7 years, guys? What the hell happened in those 7 years?
The government, man.
I don't get it. I just seeing these actors, these this so much talent just being wasted. It's just like, it kind of pisses me off when I'm watching it. But then again, I'm here for the monster fights, and I got that. But it's just like, I guess this will lead to our next conversation. But yeah, I give this movie like an 8. Since I am a simple person who likes his action and spectacle, yeah, I pretty much love this movie, but it still has some deep flaws, like all the other four movies that have been out so far. Pedro, what would you give this movie?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna go on to the next conversation. Is what are your thoughts on the MonsterVerse overall? Like, we got Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, King of the Monsters, and now this movie. How would you rank them, and what are your overall thoughts?
Let's see. Number 1, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 2 would be the first Godzilla. Number 3 would be Kong, Skull Island. And number 4 would be King of the Monsters.
Okay.
In that order specifically.
I'm just wondering, they call it a monsterverse, and they've shown all these monsters, but the monsters that they've shown are mostly secondary characters. The only two that have been predominantly the ones up front have been the monkey and the lizard.
Yeah.
If this is a monsterverse, what's going to be the next monster that they, exploit?
So that's another conversation that we'll have. But like, what are your thoughts on this MonsterVerse overall? What were your favorites? What were your highlights?
Favorite, I'd have to say, was the first Godzilla movie that came out.
Okay.
Because that's when the hype really started to come back out for this franchise and this series. Beautifully executed, well done. And I didn't like that they hit the monster as much back then, but they still did a pretty decent job. The worst of the bunch, I'm gonna have to give it to Skull Island, because I just felt like it tried too hard with what it was trying to accomplish, which was establishing a young King Kong. It could have been done so much better, like Peter Jackson did with his King Kong movie.
I need to see that movie again. I know there's got a lot of love recently, and I need to see it again.
You should, man. It's a masterpiece. Even like a serious Jack Black is not something I thought would be the better performances of the movie, and that's with Adrian Brody and Nicole Kidman.
No, that wasn't Nicole Kidman. That was Naomi Watts. I want to say
Naomi Watts and Adrian Brody in the movie.
Hold on, I don't want to misquote that. Hold on.
Well, double check, but either way, I'm standing by the fact that that dude
Sorry, yeah, Naomi Watts. Okay.
So yeah, like Jack Black was the best actor in that entire movie. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm just like, I wish they would have established Kong a little bit better as a character and just brought him in a little bit more naturally instead of just kind of wrenching him into it. The way they brought Godzilla in, much better,
Yes.
much more well executed. The Godzilla sequel, I mean the effects were cool. The dragon looked awesome, King Ghidorah, but it could have been done better. Could have been done better. So overall, it's the MonsterVerse overall, not underwhelming, not overwhelming, just well.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of agree with you. There are certainly things that you can love and admire about these movies. Like, yeah, the special effects are incredible, and it does offer some blockbuster variety in a world saturated with comic book movies. This is a kind of a counter program into all those movies. So it's like, oh, you're tired of superheroes? Watch some giant monsters, man. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. So I do like this. This is blockbuster counter programming in a cool way. It's some giant monsters. Like I said before, while I was critiquing Godzilla vs. Kong, the special effects and the lore and all that, that's the best part about these movies. I love all that type of stuff. It's just, I think they fumbled the bag when it comes to the human characters. With Godzilla 2014, I think killing Bryan Cranston was a big mistake. He was the best character in that movie and the best actor. And then after he dies, we get Pietro and Wanda, which they're not bad actors. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like they're not Bryan Cranston, And for Kong Skull Island, also a movie I dug, but the human characters were kind of rough, and the best character was John C. Reilly because John C. Reilly, anything he touches is great. But that movie was took place in like what, the 70s, so his character would be dead by the time the modern time stuff was going on. So it's like so by then in the first two movies they already messed up with not giving the most compelling human character a shot to go into the other movies. So now by the time I get to King of the Monsters, which a movie I did love when I watched it in the theaters, because I thought the scale of the other monsters fighting Godzilla was just incredible, man. Like seeing all those monsters fight Godzilla, like Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, that stuff was pretty awesome. Like, and the scale for that, just like, wow, these are like titans, dude. Like, but like that family storyline with Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, and Eleven is just like, it's okay. It does its job, but it's just like, meh. And then we get the Godzilla versus Kong. So the two titans facing off, which was, awesome. But again, human character. So I don't know which one's my favorite because there's things to love about each movie that some do better than others. But it's probably between. It's definitely not 2014. That's last for me probably. Even though that's probably the most. That's probably the one that tries hardest at the human characters. That gives them the best writing. But at the same time, I'm still petty about Cranston and Godzilla being in the movie for only like 5 minutes. Like that just like I don't really get it. Like I get why some people like it and it's cool, but I'm just like, if you kill off Cranston, all right, give me Godzilla. You didn't give me that much Godzilla? All right, cool. Yeah.
I think Cranston was the highest paid actor on that set.
Yeah, and he was only there for like 30 minutes. Like,
which is awesome. That's a big FU to like fans and Hollywood overall.
Like, if Bryan Cranston wasn't King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, I think those movies would have been taken up a notch. Like, do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Yeah, like if Cranston was leading the MonsterVerse, that'd be incredible. But nope, they just killed him. So yeah, I think my favorite movie is it's probably between King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island. And I'd probably lean towards King of the Monsters, even though that movie has its flaws too. But I just love seeing this group of monsters all on display. They're so cool.
I mean, look, give King of the Monster all that it's due. I just felt like it was trying to juggle too much of what was going on.
And I would agree with that, but it's just I'm just like, again, I'm a simpleton, I see a lot of monsters on screen. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is awesome.
Oh, we all have our preferences.
Yeah, I'm just a dumb ape, man.
Wow. Oh my god. All right.
I want to be a lizard so bad. I want a tail that I can use to smash people into buildings.
You made me think of that. You made me think of that Robot Chicken sketch where it turns out all the celebrities are like lizard people, and there's one dude who's like an anti-Semite. He's just shooting things everywhere. He's not a lizard. He's just shooting stuff everywhere. He goes, "Hey, everybody, look at me! I'm a lizard. I'm a lizard." And then a rabbi comes up to him. He goes, "No, my son, you're just an anti-Semite." And the guy starts breaking down, crying. Goes, "I want to be a lizard."
So Pedro, you just ranked the movies, but what are your thoughts on the MonsterVerse overall? Do you have any other thoughts that we haven't said?
I feel like the MonsterVerse has a lot more potential than people give it credit for.
I agree with that.
And that, the whole issue of licensing, especially with Godzilla, is an issue that has to be resolved if Legendary Pictures wants to continue this universe. And they should shift their focus to other monsters, not just Godzilla and Kong, but also Behemoth and the Medusa and all the other titans that awoke when Ghidorah woke them up.
So I guess this leads into our next conversation, which is the movie Godzilla vs Kong is a very successful movie, especially in this pandemic era. But we do not know if we're gonna get more MonsterVerse movies because I guess Toho has the rights to Godzilla, and Godzilla is if you want to make these MonsterVerse movies, you got to have Godzilla involved in it somehow because he's the star of the show. He's their Iron Man. You gotta have the lizard involved. But it's like, they're after these 4 movies, the rights are up, and now I guess Legendary and Warner Brothers are probably seeing the numbers, and they're just probably trying to convince Toho as we speak right now to be like, hey, we made a successful movie. We made 4 successful movies. Where do we go from here? Do you guys want to continue with us? And I would say, yeah, I want to see more of these movies because I think, like Pedro said, the potential for these movies is pretty underrated because I think they can go even crazier and further. I just think they need to just iron out. They need to just take their time and either A, make a compelling human storyline, or B, get rid of it. It's either one or two. And I think, but I think, yeah, I want to see more of these movies. What about you, Juan? What are your thoughts? Should we get more MonsterVerse movies?
If it's kind of like the quote from Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. In this case, if you make a monster movie, the people will come to see it. Because who doesn't love monster movies? Who doesn't love giant animals or creatures fighting each other to the death on huge stages like Tokyo or the China or New York even, man? Like, these are the kind of movies where you don't have to think. You just have to enjoy and be in awe of the masterpiece of cinema,
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that this is such a it's gonna end up being like this, like the Spider-Man Sony deal, where like the both studios are gonna have to find a way to find a fair negotiation for the product. In this case, the Japanese studio is Sony, and the US here is Marvel trying to retain the rights. So honestly, yeah, Godzilla's gonna come at a cost, but there has to be a way to replace him. There has to be some kind of American mythical creature that can be used to replace Godzilla if we're not able to bring the rights back. I don't know who it's gonna be, but they should really think about maybe creating like not creating, but finding some old monster of lore that they can bring back to the fold.
Well, I don't think Toho has the rights to King Kong, so I think they could theoretically make a King Kong movie, if they don't get the rights to Godzilla back. But it's like, I want the reptile, man. Come on, man. Let's get the reptile back in here.
Even the monkey fan wants the reptile.
Yes, yeah. Like the reptile's awesome. Like I give him his respect.
Wait, let me ask you, Who holds a movie on his own better, the reptile or the monkey?
Well, if we're judging on these four movies, it's like probably Godzilla, but like I think Kong has his potential to hold his own movie. We saw it here. This was pretty much his own movie. Like, and I dug what he was doing here.
I had to agree. I'm like this. What this felt. It's funny. Godzilla felt more like a secondary character in this movie than Kong.
Yeah.
Name's first on the
And
top.
like there's two great versions of King Kong, the original and then Peter Jackson one too. So we know Kong can hold his own, man.
It was like in this case, like this is more about him and his journey into his past and where he comes from, whereas Godzilla's just pissed off that the humans keep trying to replace him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So let me ask you this: if the monsterverse does continue, what would we want to see? I had a great idea where someone pointed this out on social media, and I took it further to some people, and they're like, "Whoa!" I'm like, they need to bring in those Lovecraftian monsters against Godzilla. How crazy would that be? Cthulhu against Godzilla.
Well, Peter,
Creatures from fucking hell tearing shit up, and Godzilla's got to save the earth again. Just
Peter,
imagine the visuals on that.
Peter, you're the Cthulhu expert here. What would you think?
Of Godzilla versus Cthulhu.
Hey, and Lovecraft is in the public domain, so you can use anything from his work now.
You want my opinion on Godzilla and Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Cthulhu would win, no doubt.
So that means he needs an army of monsters to team up with him.
Exactly. Cthulhu has an entire arsenal and army of monsters and nightmarish powers to use against Godzilla.
So you're telling me Godzilla, Kong, Rodan, Ghidorah teaming up to face down Cthulhu. Is that something you want to see?
Yes, that is something I would want to see.
What about you? What about you, Juan? What's something you want to see in a future MonsterVerse movie?
Peter, what'd you say?
That's something everyone in the world and their mom would want to see.
I would also want to see it simply because I kind of just want to give Cthulhu his theatrical debut. I don't know if he's been in any movies yet, but I just want to see this dude and what all the hype is about. It's a tentacle. It's basically a tentacle monster with wings and a fit body. So I'm just here to see what all the hype's about.
And just imagine the visuals of creature, like it's like, oh, we got to Hollow Earth, but even the creatures of Hollow Earth are scared of what's beneath Hollow Earth. Imagine that, like just that tagline.
Don't give me that ish. So first off, there's an Earth, and then underneath that Earth is another Earth, and then underneath that.
Well,
Earth
technically, the Hollow Earth is like this, the core, and below the core is where things get. Oh boy!
It just makes me wonder. Where's the actual world core here? Where's the molten core of the world, man? If you keep putting monster worlds underneath the surface.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that Brendan Fraser movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is like kind of like Brendan Fraser. If Brendan Fraser was in these movies, that'd be amazing.
Oh man, Brendan Fraser is such an underrated actor, man. I'm sad that Hollywood kind of blacklisted him.
Yeah, that was because someone was trying to exploit him and they blacklisted him.
Yeah, it's a really sad thing, and I think he pops up here and there, so I'm happy for him. So anyway, though, yeah, just the monsters against the creatures of hell, or even like the bad guy monsters have to team up with Godzilla and Kong to take them down.
Imagine Ghidorah comes back.
Just imagining how that would go, in terms of how they would actually bring those monsters in, like Psychic Link. I mean, how would you even revive Ghidorah? Would it be through the Mecha Godzilla body that you'd bring him back?
There's a Hollow Earth. Anything is possible.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Some kind of pit where you throw the Ghidorah skull in, and then it reactivates his healing factor. He just regrows his entire body.
Hey, we have to revive Ghidorah. How are we gonna do that? Well, there's a mythical legend upon the mythical legend in the mythical legend that
There's another popular monster that people are throwing out there for another MonsterVerse movie, and that's a Bijante. Is that how you pronounce it? Pedro, do you know anything about this guy?
Say again?
It's spelled Biollante.
Bioll. Belonte.
Oh my God. What is this thing?
Violent. Yeah, I remember that. Ooh. Yeah, that could be a possible Hollow Earth monster.
Violent?
Yeah, he's a plant kaiju made from radiation that is like almost twice as big as Godzilla, and almost ate him.
What a fucking name, boys.
Hey.
Would you guys want to see the MonsterVerse interpretation of that?
Yeah, definitely.
But it has to be rated R just to go for the full grotesque aspect of the monster.
I wouldn't be against that. That would be really, really cool to see that. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities of what they can do, and I really hope Legendary, Warner Brothers, and Toho can come to a deal for more movies because, this is the most excited people have been for Godzilla and Kong because, back in the past, Godzilla and King Kong would pop up here and there, but they would never have any lasting power. They would just show up in a movie and be like, "Oh, we gotta wait another 10 years for a reboot." Like what happened with '98 Godzilla with Matthew Broderick. It was just one movie, and he was gone for like 20 years until 2014. Well, obviously Japan keeps making these movies, but like America is different because there's rights issues with Godzilla and stuff like that. And again,
and also to be fair, Japan does a pretty good job of these movies.
Yeah, but it's just like it'd be really cool to have an American interpretation coincide with the Japanese interpretation as well. We can have both, have some options.
You just want that variety pack.
I like variety in my life, man.
I know. Americans and their variety.
And like it's clear that these movies have got a worldwide audience, and I just want to see more of these. Give me Cthulhu. Give me also like I want to see like big like Atlantis creatures and stuff like that. Wouldn't that be sick too? Like
the Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan. Oh man, or the Kraken.
Ooh.
And which Kraken?
Just anything big enough to fight Godzilla. See, there's so many options, man.
There was some fan art about that once. I remember I downloaded it. Where'd it go?
About Cthulhu? I mean, about Godzilla versus the Kraken?
Yes. That thing was one of the biggest monsters I've ever seen. It was amazing.
Well, look, I will say this. Like I said earlier, if you make it, people will come. And I will go see whatever monster movie you lay out for me. Because honestly, monsters are cool. And I like getting freaked out by giant animals that could possibly exist.
I like the way that they beat on each other.
Yes. I love when Godzilla tries to open the mouth of Kong tries to open the mouth of dinosaurs and stuff like that to break their neck. I love that.
Or how he put the butt of the axe down Godzilla's throat when he was about to do his roar.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff that goes on, and honestly, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Me too. What's gonna happen when they introduce Space Godzilla?
Well, to be fair, let's get past this first. Let Legendary and Toho make a deal first, and then we could talk about that.
Yeah, but with Ghidorah's existence, we've already all but confirmed the possible inclusion of Space Godzilla, since Ghidorah is technically no, he's not technically. He is an alien.
Again, we can't even talk about we're barely tapped the potential of Earth Godzilla. Let's get past the deal first.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be awesome. I would like to see Godzilla go to space and fighting aliens and stuff. And I like imagine if like Godzilla had like a giant spacesuit for himself too, and like these humans make it for him. It's like Godzilla needs our help to breathe in space. Like, yeah, give that to me. Why not?
Dude, this feels like the revival of the old cheesy Japanese monster movies, but with a bigger budget and better effects.
And I'm all for it.
Me too. This is the kind of thrill ride people need, and
Yeah.
studios and critics should know that.
I mean, yeah. And this movie did get pretty good reviews too. So I guess we're all excited about the possibilities, and we all hope that Toho and Legendary shake hands. So I guess the next topic is everything as a whole, which is theaters, man. People are going to theaters again, man. Are theaters back? Would you think? Is this the comeback? Is this LeBron coming back after 3-1? Because there's one point last year where people thought theaters were going to be dead, but now it looks like there's still a demand for them.
Who was it? What did I can't remember my opinion of it, to be honest. When it was first reported that theaters were like slowly dying out, but there's something to be said about the experience of movie theaters and the kind of ambiance that they provide for moviegoers. It's an experience that you can create. You can try your best to recreate at home, but it'll never be the same. It's an aesthetic, and people will always go for wherever they feel unique and comfortable. And I'm here for movie theaters making a comeback. I love the movie theaters, man. I love the smell of overexpensive popcorn. I love the sticky floors when you're going to get a soda. I love the big, dark, air-conditioned theaters, the huge screen just glaring at you. Oh, like I want to go back to that aesthetic. So the fact that movie theaters are back on the rise is buona sera, mi amigo.
He loves it. He loves it.
What about you, Pedro? What do you think is the next movie you're gonna see in the theater? Mortal Kombat comes out later this month. Will you be watching that at home or in theaters?
I'll be honest with you. Mortal Kombat looks cringy. So cringy.
I'm excited for it, man.
But I really want to see Scorpion and Reptile and Sub-Zero. But I'm not going to subject my parents to that torture, so I'm thinking I might just watch it here.
All right.
When's it coming out?
It comes out the end of this month.
We're not watching it for a birthday. Oh, wait, we have to, actually. Crap. Okay.
Mortal Kombat comes out April 23rd. That's your guy's birthday, right?
That's 27th, but close enough.
Oh, okay.
I'll think about it.
Get over here. And that new techno version of it's a new it's like EDM version of the theme song. It's just yeah.
Can I bring out a quick argument?
What?
Ghidorah 3 heads. Is that too many? Is 1 head enough, or is 3 heads necessary?
I like the 3 heads.
You're cutting out. Can you repeat that?
Ghidorah's heads. Are 3 too much? Is 1 necessary, or are all 3 necessary?
I like the 3 heads.
I just think that he would be better with 1 head. But then he would be too much like a dragon. But still, I just feel like his 3 heads are too tiny, disproportionate to his giant body.
It's freaky, and I like freaky.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Pablo, opinions?
I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
Do you like Ghidorah's 3 heads?
Then my answer is I don't know because they're cool, aren't necessary. I don't know.
So I guess Memorial Day weekends when things could start to heat up at the movie theaters. We get Quiet Place Part 2 and Cruella, and then in June we got the 3rd Conjuring movie and In the Heights, and then Fast and Furious 9, and then July we get Black Widow. So yeah, what movie will you see in the theater of those movies I just listed for this upcoming summer movie season? I think everyone's going to agree Black Widow. We're all going to see in the theater, right?
Obviously.
I mean, if I can find a theater, definitely.
What about Fast and Furious 9? Am I the only one? Am I the only fan of those movies?
No, you're not, but I'm only gonna see it if I see it with you, man. And unless you're here, I'm not going anytime soon.
Come on.
Not me. Not gonna watch that. No.
Lame.
We're not lame. We just have taste. Now, kidding. I kid.
And also, Luca, the new Pixar movie, is coming out on Disney Plus for free. So that'll be another movie to talk about.
That's the thing. Like, that's one thing I kind of want to say. What do you think about like Pixar movies being released for free, but Disney movies being charged $30 to watch?
Was Ray on Pixar or Disney?
No, that was Disney.
Oh God, good.
Did you watch Raya?
No.
It was good. But I saw it in the theater. I didn't pay $30 for it.
I heard it bombed.
Well, I mean, you know, it's whatever. But it was a good movie. I liked it. But I'm sure Disney will make its profit from that some way or another. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that because like Soul was free on Christmas, and Soul was better than Raya, and I'm just like, what the hell? And I'm sure it was better than Mulan too, which is another movie they charged. Yeah. And you could still see Black Widow at home, but for $30. But I'd rather see that in the theater. It's an MCU movie. Let's go. Like
same here. I mean, if I'm gonna watch Black Widow, then I'll say it. I will go see it in the movie theater.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I wanted to ask you: are you gonna see The Unholy?
Nah.
Damn.
Yeah, nah. I'm good.
Watch this.
So I guess the last question of this podcast is, I guess, what's our next movie? We don't have Mortal Kombat for a couple of weeks, so it's like we need to find something to fill that void.
Good question.
How about I promise no horror movie?
Yeah.
This time. Well, when we get back to October, it's gonna happen.
Well, Conjuring 3 comes out, and you know that's gonna be on HBO Max.
Yeah, buddy.
I will kill you all. One movie I kind of wanted to see a couple years ago, but I never had the chance to.
Which one?
Lady Bird.
We can watch that. I've seen that, but we can watch that.
How is it?
It's good.
All right. So, yeah, let's do it. Lady Bird.
Where's that on?
Netflix.
Okay. Have you seen that, Pedro?
Nope.
All right. Cool. Well, this will be a palate cleanser for all the big movies we watched. Exactly. We saw Snyder Cut and we saw this. Let's just enjoy a high school movie with the Irish princess Saoirse Ronan.
How do you say her name?
Saoirse.
Saoirse?
Yeah.
Never knew how to say it.
She explained in interviews. It's just she says inertia, but with an S, so just Saoirse.
Oh, Saoirse. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So I guess that's it. Any more hot takes that are brewing with inside you about anything?
Yeah, the Knicks suck.
No, they're gonna make the playoffs. They're probably gonna make the play-in.
So I have to tell you something, Chris.
What?
I am officially a Bucks fan.
Like a Milwaukee Bucks fan?
Milwaukee Bucks fan, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And my friend from back home said I'm a traitor to my home because I will not support the Knicks. Also, is KD ever coming back? Honestly, the dude, like first.
He was back the last game. He's good now.
I mean, like, you know what's funny? Like, you have a big three or a big five, I guess I could call it. Like, you went from being a bottom of the barrel underdog loving team to a super team everyone hates.
Yeah, I love it.
How does it feel?
I personally love it. I think it's still unreal to me that this team is this good with this many stars. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And I hopefully win this championship this year because I'll probably be crying and drinking champagne.
I will literally fly back to Jersey just to join you.
Yeah.
Chris,
So
if the Knicks win the championship, I'll take you to dinner.
you mean the Nets?
The Nets.
Yeah.
I'll take you to dinner and I'll pay.
I can't be too cocky though. Nothing's guaranteed in this world.
All right. But just know, I will do that.
Yeah, but go Nets. Hopefully we win this ship. Brooklyn, we go hard. Nets Nation, let's go. Also, James Harden should be MVP, but the way he left the Rockets, that's not going to happen. So, but he should be the MVP.
Didn't he leave in like a big huff?
Yes, he did. It was actually, even I didn't like it. I'm just like, dude, why you got to do all this?
Yeah.
Maybe he was just cranky that he wasn't as important as he thought he was.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week with Lady Bird. And I'll post this podcast whenever Jack gives me his opinions on Godzilla versus Kong, and whenever he watches it. So this will be the part of the podcast where I let his recording go. So yeah.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chillin' with c.bo. I'm your boy, Captain Jack. And let's get on this cruise. This reviews cruise? I don't know. I was just trying something new. But yeah, I'm here to give my thoughts about Kong v. Godzilla, or Godzilla v. Kong, or is it versus Kong? Is this a DC Universe scenario? I don't really remember. But either way, I went to go see this movie in theaters because I told myself, Jack, you can't just see two giant monsters fight on your phone or your TV or your computer. You gotta give them the love they deserve. They're big boys. They belong on the big screen. And I must say, I am very happy to have done that because that movie was great. Now, great doesn't mean it's a masterpiece, clearly. If anything, I've been treating the Monsterverse as my own personal Fast and Furious series. So the story is there. It's kind of just an excuse so that we have backstory as to why monsters are fighting, which is not bad. But it's in the same vein of like, oh, they're going from this place. Oh, and now they're fighting. Okay, cool. And there's humans involved. I will say, though, the human characters in this movie were more entertaining than the human characters in past movies. Specifically, the first guy that you see in the movie is a conspiracy theorist. His name is no, it starts with a B. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I really enjoyed his character. He's a little crazy, and he has a kaiju podcast, which I found to be really funny. And Millie Bobby Brown, who was in Godzilla King of Monsters, she listens to the podcast, and they wind up teaming up at one point to go do some shenanigans that aren't really integral to the plot. It's just kind of like, what's a good way of getting Millie Bobby Brown back in the movie? Oh, this is how. So I guess it made sense to make it seem like the world is more connected than it actually needs to be. I don't know. There's new characters in the form of the head scientist who watches over Kong, her adopted daughter, and a disgraced scientist who comes back to convince her to let Kong lead them to a place. I don't know. That's my spoilery synopsis of the movie. My spoilery synopsis of the movie is that it just goes off the rails. It makes no it makes no sense. So the main bad guy of the movie wants to make a mecha version of Godzilla so that humans can fight monsters themselves. While at the same time, there's a collection of scientists who want to go down into Hollow Earth, which is a real thing, and just see where these monsters are coming from. And the reason why one of the characters is involved is because his brother went to Hollow Earth but died because gravity shifted and inverted on itself, and he wound up getting crushed. And then that isn't a problem when they go and do it again, and there's no explanation as to really why. Like, everyone who goes on the expedition to Hollow Earth makes it, and some of them are later killed by giant monsters, and that part was really cool. There's a lot of I already brought up the fact about Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla, the creation of it makes no sense because it's powered by the skull of Ghidorah, but it's also powered by Hollow Earth energies, and one of the reasons why one of the villains wants to go to Hollow Earth is so that they can copy the energy signature so that they can recreate it on Earth. But how are you going to recreate it if it's not on the surface? There's just a whole bunch of questions. But at the end of the day, if you should be going to this movie to watch King Kong fight Godzilla, and those fight scenes are really cool. The first one is when they fight on the ships. That one was impressive. I don't want to go into detail of explaining every single action scene because it's boring. It's gonna ruin it. You just go watch it. Just go watch the movie. Just do it. You won't regret it. You don't have to see it in theaters, but I recommend you see it in theaters because it is 100% worth it. So. Oh god, I lost train of thought. Oh, the first fight scene, they're on the boat, really cool. Second fight scene happens in Hong Kong after Kong climbs up from Hollow Earth to then fight Godzilla, who shot a beam down through Hollow Earth, and suddenly, like, they can see each other? A ridiculous story aside. The second round was really good. Kong brings with him a weapon. The weapon you've probably seen in the trailer. It's an axe, and it's got a Godzilla scale on it, and it is used to absorb radiation and the powers that giant monsters run off of and all that stuff. And that's a really cool fight scene. And then Mechagodzilla shows up and then just completely just destroys Godzilla. Like, it is not even a fight. Godzilla pretty much overpowers Kong in a lot of instances. And then once Kong gets the axe, it's sort of more even, but Godzilla's still able to beat Kong. And then once and then of course a lot of theories were talking about how they're going to team up to fight Mechagodzilla, and that happens in this movie, and it's so good. They're using the axe, and one of them, they each grab one arm, and they're just trying to beat the shit out of him, and they Kong tells Godzilla to shoot his laser at the axe, and then it glows, and then he starts whacking him. It's just, whew. Oh man, I haven't had this much fun watching a movie in a really long time. This overall, I'll end this long ass review with saying that this movie was so much fun to watch. The story's just there. I wasn't expecting that much to begin with, but also don't look that deep into it. We all know why we're here. We're here to see some big boys punch each other, and in all honesty, this movie did that to perfection. I loved it. I loved it so much. I want to watch it again, but after seeing it in theaters, you know what? I might just go buy another ticket to go see it because it was good. I loved it. And yeah, that's pretty much my review of Godzilla vs. Kong. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd give it a 7-ish or an 8-ish. Nah, you know what? For fun, I'm giving it an 8. For story, I'm giving it a 4. But overall, an 8. Because I came to see this movie because I wanted to see big giant monsters, bro. Because we need more of those movies in our lives. Goodness, they're so much fun. Yeah, and that's that.
Thank you, Jack. And we're out.
Right.